And welcome to Rally Breakfast. We are talking a new rally champion. We're talking a shock win in the biggest rally of the weekend in the European Rally Championship. That could, well, it has that cemented that championship with 2 rounds to go. We'll be having our poll of the day and looking back in history on a certain French goat on a legendary rally all the way back in 2008, and it's a rally we don't have anymore. But this is a Rally Breakfast. It is the 17th of August 2026. Let's get into the European Rally Championship, the shock win by Brezik. Let's start in that Czech Republic, because a lot of people think this is a genuine upset, and I kind of agree. To the home hero, Adam Brezik, he's won the Barum Czech Rally Zlín, taking the first European Rally Championship victory of his career. Yes, his first ERC victory, stopping a plethora of locals, even the 12-time winner. He didn't really fancy getting up on Sunday by the sounds of it. No, I know there were more issues there. But anyway, this wasn't exactly the name most of us had written down as the winner before the weekend. Before Zlín, Brezik's best ERC result had been only 4th. I say only 4th, that's still amazing, but still. And he achieved that all the way back in 2024, a couple of years ago. And in fact, Dirtfish reports that he'd only won 2 rallies at a national level before this weekend. So naturally, I guess he figured the next logical step was, yeah, I'll just win one of the toughest rallies in the whole of rally. Not even the ERC, the World Rally Championship, the Czech Rally, one of the toughest ones. So Brezik and his co-driver, they took control from stage number 4 on Saturday. He started Sunday with what was I wouldn't say comfortable, but a 9.7 second advantage, which is good, isn't it? Then came a superb Sunday morning. Brezik won 3 stages in succession, including the famous Pindula and Cementen stage tests. I probably got that pronunciation wrong. I'm shocking, I know. But he stretched his advantage for 21.2 seconds. Behind him was the Terminator, Teemu Salonen, the man who just doesn't give up. He just keeps on coming, doesn't he? And he attacked during the afternoon and took an enormous, this must have been really shocking for Brezik, 9.2 seconds out of him on the final stage alone. Cue Jaws music, dum probably be copyrighted, but yeah, okay. But fortunately for Brezik, there wasn't another stage. He must have been absolutely few, and he held on to win by 8.3 seconds. What a result. 10 years after making his ERC debut at this, as in the Czech, the very rally, he wins his home round championship. What an absolutely fantastic day for him. However, Brezik gets the trophy. It's Salonen that may well be the big winner. This was the overall standings, where it obviously shows that Brezik won the rally, but Salonen, has he now got one hand on that championship? Because here are the standings, and he's looking quite fancy, isn't he? Salonen may have been the other big winner then of the weekend. Second place on his first ever Barum rally. We even said a podium going into it would be absolutely amazing. But no, he figured, second place, and his ERC championship advantage for 25 points. And now there are only 2 rallies remaining. Andrea Mebellini completed the podium in 3rd. And that's significant because it gives it is the new Lancia Ypsilon Rally HF Intergale its first ever podium, which is a massive exclamation mark. Fantastic. Defending champion Miko Markic was pushed sadly down to 4th. Now, another huge name that disappeared was one of the legends, Jan Kopecki, and the multiple Barum winner was fighting for the lead before sadly a stone damaged a wheel rim and a brake pipe on Saturday. So overall, Brezik gets a sensational home victory, Salonen gets a massive championship result, and Lancia gets its first ERC podium. Not a bad weekend, isn't it, in Zlín? Next up, we have the European Rally Championship in Rally Ceredigion in Wales from September the 4th to the 6th. It's not we don't even have to wait a month or over a month. I absolutely can't wait. Brilliant. So, hello, Esapekka Lappi, but not in the Hyundai colours. But he's going to be celebrating in some sort because he is now the Finnish champion. Both Esapekka Lappi and Enni Mälkönen, absolutely well done. And he's the Finnish champion once again. Lappi and co-driver Enni Mälkönen dominated the SM Rally Kite or Kitee. Once again, I'm sure I've got that wrong. But they won all 8 stages on their way to victory. They eventually finished 24 seconds ahead of Patrick Enoch. And, Lori Runa taking 3rd. That result means Lappi has now secured the 2026 Finnish SN1 Championship with 1 round still remaining. That's something Sunanen would very much want to be doing. But it's Lappi's 2nd consecutive Finnish title. Funny enough, his 3rd overall, having also won the title back in 2012. Now, we've seen Lappi in the WRC, in the Hyundai, and he's been repeatedly going, oh no, I'm not fast enough anymore. That was Estonia. In Finland, he yeeted it into the scenery, and he's like, oh, is he going to retire or is he not? This proves that, yes, Lappi is absolutely amazing. His skill is still there, and I think the reason why he's not as fast in the Hyundai is just seat time. It's just knowing the car, because this proves he's absolutely amazing. And let's be fair, I would argue that the National Finnish Rally Championship is one of the hardest currently in 2026. It is mega. And let's be fair, Lappi, not a bad way to wrap it up either. 8 stages, 8 stage wins. Why not? And apparently Lappi didn't fancy doing anything complicated. No complicated math this weekend. Just win everything, problem solved. I'm the champion, which he is. Congratulations to Esapekka Lappi and Enni Mälkönen, your 2026 Finnish Rally Champions. So, another, there you go. Before we get into our next bit of news, there is the overall results for the Finnish champion. Sorry, Enni, I had to hide your face. Yeah. I probably should have had Lappi's, really, shouldn't I? But there we go. Moving on. So, this guy, do you know who he is? Well, his name's Hayden Paddon. So, Paraguay Watch, Paddon is in. Now, our preview, our excitement for WRC Paraguay begins. It's not this weekend, it is next weekend. But Rally del Paraguay takes place from the 27th to the 30th of August. And there's a very interesting name now been put on the entry list. That is Hayden Paddon. He's back in a Rally 1 car. And it is significant. Why? Well, Paddon's WRC comeback so far has been on asphalt. Yes, he scored that 1 podium in Croatia. But Paddon has, and if you've been following him in the ERC and everything, he's made no secret of the fact that he really wanted a chance on gravel. He specifically mentioned Paraguay or Chile as rallies he'd love to contest. Well, Hayden, his magic wish has been granted. I don't know if he was visited by his fairy godmother, but Paddon and John Kennard are officially entered for Paraguay in the 3rd Hyundai iRally i20 Rally 1, alongside obviously the usual Hyundai gang of Terry Newell and Adrian Formeau. And this could be really interesting. Once again, the big killer here is essentially going to be seat time, and whether that is his lack of seat time is going to really hinder him. Having said that, even in Finland, in parts, Lappi was very fast before, obviously he wasn't. So I think there's hope. And the reason why I think this could be interesting is gravel has traditionally been Paddon's strongest surface. We've already seen from Croatia that the speed is still there, even if he thinks it's not. So what can he do now on his preferred surface? Well, release the Kiwi. Paraguay gets underway on August the 27th, and we'll be following Hayden Paddon and the rest of his gang right up here on the hot stage and on Rally Breakfast. I absolutely can't wait. I'm really excited for the red sands of Paraguay. So let's talk about this. On this day in rally history, we're talking August the 17th, all the way back in 2008, a certain French guy by the name of Sebastian, not with the last name of OJ, the last name is Loeb. He won a rally in Germany alongside Daniel Eleanor in their Citroen C4 WRC. Nothing too unusual about Loeb winning a rally, right? I mean, that's fairly normal, standard stuff for 2008. Well, this one was pretty special. It was Loeb's 7th consecutive victory at Rally Germany. Now, for those who don't know, Germany joined the World Rally Championship back in 2002. Loeb had won every WRC edition since. I mean, that's absolutely insane domination. Danny Torre finished 2nd to make it a Citroen 1-2, while Francois Duval completed the podium. And as a bit of added history, Loeb's victory was also Pirelli's 150th win. 7 Rally Germany wins in a row. Peak Sebastian Loeb. Absolutely fantastic. Moving on from that, though, we have our daily poll. And let's get into it. We want to do a daily poll every day on Rally Breakfast. And it is Teemu Salonen who gets first honours. he could potentially wrap up the European Rally Championship with 1 round to spare in Wales at the beginning of September at Rally Ceredigion. Which would basically mean Teemu looking at the final round and going, nah, I'm all right, I've already done it. Yeah, I'm sure he's going to turn up. But today's question is, so it's going to be a simple yes or no. Can Teemu Suninen win the ERC title in Wales? Yes or no? Go to the polls, go to the post. It'll be on our YouTube page because apparently we're not allowed nice stress-free championship finales anymore, are we? Apparently, get voting in the poll, and we'll see tomorrow whether you guys think yes. And we'll see come the beginning of September whether this poll has absolutely jinxed him. Fingers crossed. I really hope it. I really hope it doesn't. I guess we'll have our fingers crossed. But here we go. Something a bit different and something a bit special. This is, as I mentioned, Germany 2008. This is Sebastian Loeb's, I think, SS14 stage interview. Let's have a watch, shall we? What is the GOAT absolutely going to say? Give me 2 secs. Have a listen.
Sebastian, that's the end of day 2 in Germany. Another day of dominating by
He looks so young.
Today we've doubled the lead, which
I could be his dad.
Yeah, very good day. Perfect day. We've done all the best time before the last stage. So now it's 2 stages. We drive with less power a bit for the next rally. So we have to save a bit the engine.
Why not?
So it will be difficult to do all the best times, but it's okay. The most important is to win.
Yeah, you're looking on the splits there that maybe you get beaten in this stage. Did you want to win every stage today, or were you not bothered?
I don't try to focus about that. I just try to take my.
I mean, this guy's an absolute legend, and I do think his stage interviews are really, really good. They can be insightful, and rallying is one of those weird sports where it's kind of like shoving a mic into a footballer's face like 2 seconds after the whistle goes. It just wouldn't happen, would it?
To take a good rhythm, and I feel really well on this rhythm. I don't take any risk. I brake very late when it's when I can't go straight if I miss my brake. So no problem. Just
how chill is he? How chill is this guy? There we go. That's pretty much it. So will Teemu be crowned champion in Wales? I guess we'll have to see. But there we go. This has been Rally Breakfast for the 17th of August 2026. Thank you so much for watching. Give us a subscribe if you're not subscribed. I'm planning this to be a daily rally show, Monday to Friday, with your rally news, polls, opinions, etc. I'd love to read out some of your comments as well. But until then, we'll speak to you soon. Thank you very much. I don't quite have an outro yet, but we will. See you soon.